committed a crime, and now I have to free you, kiss your hand, and apologise for the inconvenience. Your Grace.
I did tell you that Mr. Vogel and I were innocent. I emphasized it in my statement.
Your statement? Thanks to some bigwigs who work for the so-called good of the country by releasing fleas like you. Thank God we have Vogel in this letter. Once I get to that goldfish, I'll...
Bigwig? Oh, my wretched brother Mycroft and his long nose.
Wait, did you say Mycroft? Mycroft Holmes? Are you the youngest son of Violet Holmes, rest her soul?
I gotta say, I'm pretty annoyed that this is where the quest has gone. I was having fun at the party. I thought we had a really good story, a great conundrum about who killed Fabio, and I was really wanting to, explore the house and start talking to these other two suspects, and then you just yanked me out of there. I'm sorry, you've just killed this for me. You knew my mother.
You knew my mother?
Not personally, no. Not exactly. I was working on the paperwork for that case.
Would you happen to remember anything of the events?
Getting a little off track.
Well, I didn't make the inquiry, but I remember seeing some notes. Why?
Perhaps we can negotiate.
Perhaps we can negotiate. I could be quite useful.
Huh. Got you hooked, right? You know what? Stark and the others think they're the smartest here, thanks to you. Let me get this straight. Are you listening to me, lad?
I'm all ears.
Take this case. Report to me only, to Constable Harvey Oswald. I'll leave everything I have on this table. Find the murderer. Be a real copper. Question the suspects, make them sing, give me something substantial.
And if Mr. Vogel is not a suspect?
If he's innocent, then you can take your favourite degenerate away from here. If you slip or mess with the evidence, then trust me, your brother won't save you from my bludgeon. Meanwhile, I'll be checking the archive for you. If anybody asks, then you're a consulting detective.
Let's make a start then, partner.
I just don't get it. What were they doing at the party that was so wrong?
We should have listened to the guests there. Now I have nothing to write
Yeah,
about.
there was no one to listen to. I hate to break it to you. Yeah, whatever. He'll survive. I just don't get what's wrong. I mean, yes, there was probably illegal substances being consumed there, but beyond that, they weren't doing anything illegal. So why would you just come in and start bashing people left, right, and center and arresting people? I just don't see what they were doing that was illegal. Yeah, there was a murder. Like, I get that. But something brought them to the building in the first place, and for them to act so viciously against everybody there that had nothing to do with the murder, I just find that just so out of place. Okay, so we need to ask somebody. Oh, we need to go back to Mantios and ask him about the cufflinks. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, presumably we have to go back to the mansion. And then we've got to go chat to Vogel. He's a primary suspect. I don't know why. All right. Get a bit of save on that before something bad happens. Even though something bad just happened, but I guess it was scripted. Well, I mean, we'll start in the middle. Why not? Report number 6260. What kind of report formatting is that? Following a report from a witness of the satanic ritual who claimed to have found a body. Wait. Who had access to the room that they found the body? I'm pretty sure that maybe the murderer may have been the one to report it. Can we find out who this witness is? The raid on the Mantios mansion was granted. It resulted in the arrest of multiple suspects and dispersal of the group in masks and robes caught in acts of gross indecency and unnatural behaviour. Yes, that's great, but they're behind closed doors. You can't arrest somebody for these particular acts if it's not done in public. The body of the victim was found lying on an altar with a knife wound in his chest. The officers identified the victim, Fabio, 20. The dude was only 20? A local performer and artist, arrested suspects. Okay, me, Vogel, Mantios, Matista. What about Santos? Why was Santos not arrested? Was Santos the witness? You still don't tell me who the witness is. V. Vogel had a letter of an insulting nature in his possession, which had been written by the victim. He claims to have found the body. He is infamous for his eccentric personality. Sherlock Holmes. Carried a murder weapon, a dagger. I told you not to touch it. with the victim's blood and other items of evidence. He was invited by another suspect, V. Vogel, presumably to obstruct the official investigation. Except there was no official investigation at the time. So how can you obstruct something that doesn't currently exist? Food for thought. Mantios, the owner of the mansion and the organizer of the satanic party, paid the victim to participate in the ritual, had access to the crime scene. Matista, Fabio's partner, participant in the ritual, tried to escape, resisted arrest, owned a book with a description of the ritual performed in the altar room. As in the fertility ritual, or the one with the symbols and stabbing Fabio? Some of the guests are temporarily detained for further questioning. I still would like to know where Santos is.
Back on track to solve the case.
Keys to interrogation rooms. Witness disposition. It was Santos. Santos is the murderer. That's my theory. I, Santos Pinchetti, am a witness who reports a suspicion of murder at Mencios's mansion in Gran Saray. During preparations for the social party, I heard loud noises from the closed altar room. Immediately, I thought of the sacrifice of a living being overviewed. Immediately, I thought of the sacrifice of a living being. What do you mean thought of? Do you mean saw? Because that makes no sense. By none other than Kurt Mencios. There was blood on the walls, strange symbols, and a dagger in the heart. But why would you report on Mencios? I thought you were supposed to see yourself as somebody who is his second in command, essentially. So that's a bit weird that you're going to accuse him. Okay. As soon as I was able to think clearly, I rushed to the police station to report my findings. The station... suspicious. The station responded to the deposition by sending a patrol while the witness left the station and went home? How is the witness not a suspect? That seems a bit shady to me. Nope, not that. That. Yes. The provider of his ticket has permission to inspect all evidence on case number 6260. I want to know where Santos was allowed to go home, because that seems the height of your responsibility.
Look, I found Werner.
Where? Oh, you're all the way down there? Okay. Oh yeah, there he is. Can I get out of this ridiculousness? Thank you. Pinchetti is a suspect who should be arrested and questioned. He had a key which he did not mention in his deposition. Exactly. This guy's shady as fuck. Gotta rule out everything. There we go. That's everything. Oh boy. So we need to talk to Mencios about the cufflinks. We need to talk about Vogel in general. We need to talk to somebody, presumably Santos, about that. I'm going to assume I have to speak to a police officer about that to get access to the evidence. And then Santos is a suspect. Yeah, Santos had a key to the altar room and could enter the crime scene. He even appears to have been the first person to find the body. That makes him a perfect suspect. I should tell Constable Oswald in the archives to question him as a suspect. Right, well, we'll start with Vogel, since he's right here. Is that Mencios behind you?
Werner, are you all right?
Oh, yes. Everything's fine. In fact, it's something of a family reunion. My brother spent quite some time in this place himself.
Do you have a brother?
You should not be here. I told the police everything I knew, but they refused to let you go. They require proof to free you.
Ha! What did you expect? The mighty Sherlock Holmes swans in, tells the officers what to think, and the world obeys?
Well, perhaps
Of
I
course
should.
not.
We get done quicker.
Anyway, I struck a deal with the constable, and I've got a free hand in the investigation. I find proof to solve the case for him. He obtains files about my mother's death for me.
Well done. If one has the power or will and can act, then one must. I wonder, suppose you couldn't get the proof to your truth. Would you tell a lie to the guard that enabled my freedom, knowing my innocence? Would that not be just?
I wouldn't lie for you.
There are lines I will not cross, Werner. I will do my best to secure your release, but with proof, not deception.
Really? How many white lies have you told on this island?
Honey, don't push
Why
it,
not
or I'll
for
leave
me?
you here.
Why not another?
That is absurd. I can resolve this without compromises. Do not give up hope.
So, we need to talk about everything.
I don't think I can tell you anything about this.
It's okay. I'm just
can't
gonna
follow you here.
Fine. I'm just
I don't think I can tell you
gonna
anything
spam
about
everything to
this.
get the check marks and
I have
everything.
learned who told the police about the crime. It was Santos Pinchetti,
Do I know him?
the major domo of the manor. He cleans up after you.
Well, then he does his job perfectly. All but invisible. I couldn't tell you the first thing about him.
Hey.
I know you can untangle this mess.
Okay. Equip the goddamn key. Get me through this goddamn door. Yo! Mantios! Speak to me, bruh. Interrogation rooms 5 and 6. That's great, but... Maybe that isn't Mantios. Maybe that's a rando. I swear that is Mantios, though. 5 and 6. Hi. 6. Who's in 6? That must be Matista. Here he is. Hello, sir. Let's start from here, shall we?
Good day, Mr. Manchios. I am Constable Oswald's partner in this investigation.
Be quick and gentle. Some of your colleagues are untrained boors.
Wait, he doesn't recognize me as
Although I
Sherlock
don't mind
Holmes
meeting
from the voice?
young officers, the new blood here.
If you cooperate in finding Fabio's murderer, there will be no need to meet with the Boers again.
That voice. Werner's friend?
He makes the
You're
connection.
the policeman. What a disappointment.
Only an undercover agent can scour a ditch full of deviants. I am a consulting detective, although I'm capable of replacing the entire department through my consultations.
Sharp-tongued, I like it. May I presume this tongue will get us out of this trouble?
I'll certainly do my
I
best,
would be
sir.
so indebted and glad to repay you.
Nothing's changed. I'm looking for the murderer. That's the only way to get us out of trouble.
But it shouldn't take much time, correct? We're all busy after all.
I'll do
I
my
need to
best.
examine you first.
Oh, okay. To get a profile for him. Wears makeup. Rash from exposure to hair dye. Yeah, I was thinking that hair was going to rip right along the hairline. Washed hands in a hurry. That's a bit suspicious, sir. A bit suspicious. Lavishly expensive. Kurt Manchios is extremely rich, eccentric, and frivolous. He is the organizer of the parties for Cordona's elite, and the owner of the Manchios mansion. He spends his life in the company of similarly overprivileged people. However, Mr. Manchios wishes to hide his true age from the younger participants of his parties. He is concerned with aging to the point where he uses makeup and hair dye to look younger. Hides his age, stickler for cleanliness. No, he hides his age.
You are a little over the top with your use of makeup, Mr. Manchios. Is it so difficult for you to acknowledge your age?
Well, Sherlock, that's easy for you to say to an old man when you look as though you are barely 15.
But still, it shouldn't be an issue for someone of your status.
For people of my age, it isn't an issue, no. But the younger ones can be so afraid of wrinkles and grey flecks. I have to adapt.
Such a methodical man who cares for his body but misses the soap under his fingernails. Are you so impatient, or perhaps even impulsive?
I wouldn't call myself that. Silly little details. If I missed it, it wasn't important. Or rather, it was less important than who or what I was focused on.
Interesting. What was Fabio like?
What was Fabio like? His personality, his habits? Anything you can tell me?
He was the brightest star of my parties. Young, magnetic, and full of energy. I don't even want to mention his beauty. Otherwise, I'll be sobbing.
An expensive champion, I imagine.
His performances were flawless. He deserved his payment. Do you think he was murdered because of money?
I highly
Possibly.
doubt it.
What about the other guests? Were they used to opening their wallets as well?
I wouldn't restrict my guests from anything. I'm sure Fabio received a few coins from others for his services.
I'd like to know more about the event.
Mr. Vogel told me a little about your parties, but I would like to know more directly from you.
I'm all yours, Sherlock. You have me arrested and locked here with you alone.
Why did you invite Vogel?
Why did you invite Mr. Vogel as your special guest?
He's a pretty fellow. He's capable of surprising the public.
He has a talent for saying words that no one else would wish to either say or hear.
I suppose I can't argue with that.
He is a free addition to the eccentricity of the party, which is fine by me, as long as it enhances my party.
Whom did you invite?
I'd like to know who you usually invite to your parties.
Free minds who are able to leave reality for an evening, who can taste forbidden fruit without prejudice. There is nothing that quite spices up life like these parties, assuming one is old enough and has worked many years for the good of one's country.
Oh, all true labourers, I see.
Okay, what do you want to ask about?
That's not something I know much about.
This investigation. Look at the archive.
Do you have any idea who tipped off the police to raid your mansion, Mr. Manchios?
Of course. It was you. I could even say you Sherlocked me in here.
Ha.
A good guess, but the wrong one. The fellow who did that was Mr. Pinchetti, your major domo.
What? Santos? But how could he even know? If he's not the murderer himself.
That's what I've been saying all
The
along.
ungrateful swine. He has dared to besmirch my reputation.
Not a very eloquent choice of words.
What should I call him then, since he's a snitch? Make him talk, Sherlock. I'm quite certain
I don't know
he
where
knows
he
more
is.
about the murder than he has told the
I don't know where his
police.
house is. Oh, the archives will tell me though. Because you can look up witnesses. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
You'd better ask someone else. I've no idea about that.
The cufflinks,
You
that's
bought an
what it is.
expensive pair of cufflinks for Fabio. Were they his price? Or were they a tip for an exclusive show?
It was pure business. Fabio escorted me a few times. I was merely showing my gratitude.
This pair cost a small fortune. You must be extremely grateful then. Tell me more.
You've thrust a knife in an exposed nerve, Sherlock. Yes, he was my protégé and my beacon also. With my experience and his beauty, we could have achieved anything. I had faith in him. I would have made him.
Ooh, 3 Mind Palace clues. Kurt Manchios had feelings for Fabio. I already had... I'm going to be honest with you. That's the first thing I thought. And I was talking as if that was an obvious thing when I was at the table. So that's not new. Just going to smash out everything. Boom. Manchios set himself up for debauchery. He was carefully prepared himself. Yeah, well, duh. Why wouldn't you? It's his goddamn party. Ah. Manchios washed himself after the murder. Ah, I see where you're going with that. Depends on who I think is the problem. Alright, so we need to go to Oswald. Where's the evidence located is my next question. Well, actually, hold on. Let's get the key, the key. Matista! I'm coming for you. Hi. How goes things? I guess we'll pin that, even though that's not really particularly helpful.
I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald. You are Matista, Fabio's friend.
This body, yes, it's Matista. But it's a mere shell that will die someday. Just like Fabio.
That's grim. Condolences.
Please accept my condolences for your friend.
Thank you.
I'm just here to ask questions and find Fabio's
Why is
murderer.
there blood on the wall?
It will not bring Fabio back.
Wait, hold on. She's got marks on her neck. These bruises obtained recently. I also did notice this. Inks, a self-primitive occult tattoo. Nervous? I mean, everybody would be nervous when they're in a police station for questioning, would they not? Oh gosh, that does not bode well. Self-inflicted. Yep, like they usually are. Old and barely visible shackle scars. Shackle scars. Oh, they were both slaves. Okay. I don't really know where else. Oh, there. They were both slaves and had them covered up. Yeah. So did they were they purchased together? Did they knew each other previously? Matista, the performer and Fabio's partner, has had a difficult life. Is her hair really light and dark? She was branded and enslaved while still a child. While enslaved, she met Fabio, hence their similar branding. Old scars are the result of her slavery during adolescence, which is probably why she tried to self-harm. She continues to be haunted by these traumatic experiences. Matista seems to be pragmatic about her body after years of abuse. She sells herself to the guests who do whatever they want to her. She's not afraid to step over the line. Also, Matista marks her body with ink. Dissociated from her body, punishes herself for the past. I don't know which one. I think she just dissociated from her body. I don't know.
You have both old and new scars. Some from the time when you were a slave with Fabio. Other scars have a different origin. The guests pay good money to torment you?
I am skilled in giving pleasure, but I don't participate in such practices.
I thought your body was...
For sale? It's true. Many unwanted things were done to my body. And the pain helped me to discover...
Occult deities? Yes, the tattoo speaks loudly of it.
Yes. Your gods abandoned me, and the ones I favor now are more protective of me.
How did you escape?
Something happened. One night the master fell down the stairs. I made him fall, and he died. We ran away that day. We managed to get on a ship and travel
She
here.
can't see that she's got a bruise, I dare say.
Fabio and I started a new life here. It was very hard at first, but it became better with time. Until today.
Why did you approach Sherlock? I take the bruises.
The bruises on your neck are not self-inflicted. Someone else made them.
Some guests can't contain themselves. They even bite. Sometimes.
Well, that wasn't particularly useful, thank you. Matista was bruised by the guest. Matista suffered bruises on her body from brutal interactions with the guests during the party. Another choice. Fabio bruised Matista. During their fight, we can learn Fabio bruised Matista. I really don't know which way we're going with this at the moment. And then we're back to the beginning. Evidence ticket. Gotta figure out what the evidence is. Is there an evidence room? Is there an evidence room, perchance? Excuse me.
Do you know anything about this?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
So maybe you could tell me where the evidence room is.
Could
Probably
you help me?
marked.
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
This isn't working.
Shh.
You might need a different tack.
Let me... Who's in here that he's doing?
This area is restricted.
Sorry. Why is there so much blood on all the walls? Can't you people get information out of others without torturing them? Sheesh. Oh god. Why are you all here? Okay, we have to go to archive. But I want to find the evidence. I'm sorry. As you were. Over here, the circumstances of the incident at Capello. Who the hell's Capello? Capello's company. Under my mattress. Probably not. Wife is devastated. Nope. Claims innocence. Vendetta. Press scandal. Amor Capello company. Dead in the safe. Well, that sounds like it's probably it.
Did you hear Basil?
A dead body, you say? Wife is devastated. I don't remember if that was it or not. Claims innocence, that's the one. I can't remember.
Did you hear Basil?
Okay. shit, what was the third one?
Well, I guess we'll have to try again. Remember to focus
I don't
only
remember what the
on
third one
relevant
is.
to the room.
Did you hear Basil?
What was the third one? It wasn't the mattress, dead in the safe. It wasn't wife dissociated. It wasn't vendetta. Claims innocence. It wasn't press scandal. The company, that's what it was. Death in a safe. My curiosity has been piqued by talk that Basilio Capello, the owner of the famous Arma Capello home security company, has been arrested. His situation is quite peculiar. A man named Niccolo Detti has been found dead inside a safe in Basilio's store. Basilio claims innocence, but the evidence is against him. He's being held in the holding cells at the police station. Oh!
In the police. Let's pretend to be cops, eh? We can just stand around and look confused.
Evidence room. Here we go.
Good night. Your ticket, please, if you want me to help you.
Oh, bloody hell. Which one of these things is the ticket?
I'd like to check the evidence from this case.
And who are you?
Oswald sent me. I'm a consulting detective.
His partner, then? Let me see. Ah, a ritual murder. What a bunch of degenerates. Wait a second. I'll bring it to the table.
Right, what do we got?
A heavily perfumed handkerchief with the initials KM in the corner.
Well, this is all Kurt stuff, presumably.
It's a miracle this ruby hasn't tempted anyone.
Indeed. This is Matista's stuff. The Power of Love, Blood and Mandrake.
That's not for bedtime reading.
Looks like a damn good book, though.
This ex libris belongs to Manchios Library.
The Power of Love, Blood and Mandrake. The police found this occult book in Batista's bag during the arrest. Why did she have a bag on her while she was entertaining at the party? According to the Ex Libris, the time... don't know how to pronounce that. The term was taken from Mr. Manchios' collection. It contains illustrations and descriptions of rituals similar to the crime scene. Prepare the naked body on a recently deceased object of interest. Oh, of. I said on. I was like, that makes no sense. Of a recently deceased object of interest. Draw symbols of Mars and Venus to enhance the power you possess, to use the force of male and female nature. Pierce his heart with a golden dagger to be rid of the blood that does not love you. Draw a symbol representing your love. While waiting for the resurrection, recite the charm. So are we now trying to insinuate that it's possible Matista killed Fabio because he wasn't returning her love? Because he liked Manchios?
The book describes a ritual similar to the one performed in the altar room. Her key to the altar room. A handcrafted charm that contains hair and nail clippings.
Hers or Fabio's? Oops, gotta scooch along. This is Werner's. No? Letter from Fabio. Yes. The letter that was found in Vogel's evidence box. Is your mind unsound? You can't control your bitterness, not around me anyway. For me, it's too great a risk to ignore that kind of behavior. I can speak, and play with anyone I choose. I'm not another Matista. You pay me, but you haven't bought me. Wait, who is this? Was this sent to Vogel by Fabio? Who was this addressed to? You can't control business around me. For me, it's too great a risk that I can be. I'm not another Matista. You pay me, but you haven't bought me. Oh, he didn't like Manchios. Of course, I'll keep all your generous donations, even though they hardly compensate for your last terrible outburst. I'm leaving you, or the Matista will still be around. Huh. Well, that kind of
Not the time
turns
for privacy.
it on its head? Damn. Wait, are you telling me this isn't a thing? Oh, there we go.
Werner's personal sketchbook.
Hmm.
An emergency kit for boredom.
We're still one thing short. But we looked at everything. What the bloody hell did I miss? Oh, the keys.
All the keys of the mansion on one golden ring. Thank you, officer.
Oh gosh, now I don't know. That letter, bad. I mean, why does Vogel have it? Why does Vogel have that letter on him? It makes no sense. Angry letter from Fabio. How is that and that not connected? All clues that lead to nothing.